Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd. Thank you guys for watching this episode. You guys showed a lot of support, and I definitely want to thank you personally for showing a lot of support on the last episode. Of course, we're still working things out. I will let you know when we are officially live, when we are officially on iTunes and Spotify, all that good stuff. But I do want to thank you. This is definitely a huge change for myself. It's a huge change for my channel, and the support has definitely been great. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, and I'm definitely going to make sure I knock out a lot of these episodes for you guys. It seems like you guys are enjoying this new format, and I definitely am enjoying it as well. But today, I have a pretty good show for you as well. We're going to be talking about Kawhi Leonard. Could he possibly be interested in another team not named the Los Angeles Lakers? We're also going to be talking about Kevin Love and what does he expect from the Cleveland Cavaliers now that LeBron James is gone. A lot of people are bummed out about LeBron not being there anymore, but Tristan Thompson, he may not be that bummed out. And we're also going to be talking about Marcus Smart, and he may be in his feelings a little bit towards the Boston Celtics. But the first thing we will talk about, of course, we're going to talk about LeBron James. So LeBron James, he just signed, of course, with the Los Angeles Lakers. And immediately after signing, the Lakers made some questionable decisions as to who they're going to sign. They end up signing, of course, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 12-year deal. They signed Rajon Rondo. They signed Lance Stephenson. And a lot of people are speculating because this is definitely not the roster you're used to seeing from LeBron James. LeBron James, traditionally, he needs to have shooters around him, needs to be able to spread out the floor. But the Lakers aren't trying to be like Cleveland. They're trying to have their own identity in what they do with LeBron James. LeBron, he's now getting up there in age. He knows he has to make that transition that Kobe made, that same transition that Michael Jordan made. And LeBron is built to make that transition, and that transition is playing a little bit more in the post and playing a little bit more off ball. We knew this could happen. When there were rumors that he could go to the Philadelphia 76ers, a lot of people were saying LeBron's going to have to play off ball, but they're also saying that he is kind of welcoming the idea of playing off ball a little bit more, and that he would prefer to play off ball. He just never really had a playmaker that allowed him to do that. And we know with Cleveland's roster before, who was really going to carry the ball down the court every single time, that somebody you could trust. They really didn't have that at all. George Hill wasn't that guy. Isaiah Thomas wasn't that guy. Derrick Rose wasn't that guy. They never had a guy who you could definitely trust. Now, in L.A., you have Lonzo Ball. You have Rajon Rondo. You could trust both of them to make the right decisions. Yes, Lonzo isn't the best shooter in the world. Rajon Rondo, they're not the best shooters in the world, but they're really smart, have a really good basketball IQ. And even a player like Rondo, LeBron has never played with a guy who could get you 30 assists in an NBA game. Yes, he's not going to do that all the time, but the fact that Rondo has those nights where he goes off of 15, 20, 22 assists is definitely remarkable, and LeBron James could benefit from a player like that. So people don't like change. So all of a sudden they're going to say the Lakers are making terrible decisions because you haven't seen LeBron off the ball. But LeBron has a body that's built for it, 6'8", 260, and especially in a league now where players are smaller. You're going to look at teams go small ball, and LeBron James could just bully just about any player in the NBA that's not a center. So I do like what the Lakers are doing. I might be one of the anomalies out there, but I really do like the moves that the Los Angeles Lakers are making. They also have playmakers. They also have guys who could get after it on defense. Rajon Rondo, not the same defensive guy that he was with the Boston Celtics, but he's still a very good defensive player. Lance Stephenson, when motivated, probably won't happen until the playoffs, of course. He's a pretty guy who could go after it. Yes, he never shut down LeBron James, but who have you seen go after LeBron the way Lance Stephenson went after LeBron James? So I like that signing. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I think he could have somewhat of a bounce-back season. He wasn't terrible last year, but definitely took a step back and regressed a little bit. But now you have somebody in LeBron that can find you in the corner. You can sit there and you can knock down a three. You can play defense. Just focus on the defense side of the ball. It makes sense there. The Lakers still have to address what they're going to do at center. And I do think it'll end up being Brook Lopez, just because the market for Brook Lopez really isn't there. The market for centers right now really isn't there. And when you see DeMarcus Cousins signing for $5 million, Brook Lopez can't get that much more than Dwight Howard or DeMarcus Cousins. They didn't sign for a lot of money. I do think you'll be able to get Brook Lopez for extremely cheap, and I think he'll end up being the center once again for the Los Angeles Lakers. So I do like the roster they are building around him. Mo Wagner, he's been looking pretty good to me during Summer League. Now, I'm going to get a chance to see him face-to-face, hands-on on Saturday in Vegas during the Summer League there. But what I've seen over television in Sacramento, he looks like he could be a pretty decent player. I didn't really follow him too much at Michigan State, but he looks like he could be a pretty decent player for the Los Angeles Lakers. So LeBron James could be potentially moving to the post and playing more out of there. I think it's a great move. You've seen a lot of players kind of transition in that. LeBron James definitely has the ability to do that. And if he does, and the Lakers roster that's being built around him, I think this is a better team than Cleveland was last year. A lot of people are just kind of not counting the Lakers in there. I don't think they're a championship contending team, but I heard some people say maybe they might not make the playoffs. I don't think that's true at all. The Lakers definitely a playoff team, and I kind of put them even right now without a second star player because I do believe in LeBron James coming out the post. I think they were kind of in that second or third tier type of team in the Western Conference. They will finish with a 6-5, maybe even a 4 seed in that conference. We'll see what happens, though, but I do like LeBron there. I like the players that they build around him, and I can see the play style that they're trying to go with, and I definitely do like it for LeBron James. Now, anyway, the next thing we're going to be talking about today is Kawhi Leonard, and he could be possibly looking at another team not named the Los Angeles Lakers, and that team could be the Los Angeles Clippers. That's right. The Clippers are a team that's now popping up, according to reports, saying that Kawhi Leonard prefers now to play with the Clippers instead of the Lakers because the Lakers have LeBron James. Now, right away, I could tell you, I do not believe these reports. Somebody who's kind of been new, I have been writing, have been featured in Sports Illustrated, Fansided, SB Nation for about 4 years now, but somebody who's still relatively new, and I do have some sources, you do know a lot of these sources, they can have their own agenda towards things. So even back in February, when I was told that Paul George will stay with the Oklahoma City Thunder, I made a video about it, took a lot of heat. You also have to always be aware that these sources have agendas. It could either be to steer the narrative in one direction. It could be to kind of create leverage for another team. A lot of these sources have leverages. Now, in the media, your job is to kind of choose and report what you think could be true, or just simply report something that you heard and just tell everybody, yo, I heard this. I'm not sure if it's true or not. But this whole Kawhi to the Clippers thing, I think is either a leverage tool somewhere, or it's somebody else with some sort of agenda. I don't believe Kawhi Leonard will play for the Clippers. I do think he wants to go to LA. Of course, he's in that Riverside County area where he grew up. It is closer to LA. The Lakers is that team. When we were growing up and we were on our AAU team, we used to love the Lakers. That was our squad. We used to watch all the games together. Everything revolved around the Lakers. So it's still a childhood dream for him to play for the Lakers. Nobody, when we were growing up, was a Clippers fan. I mean, nobody that I know, that even he knew, was a Clippers fan when we were growing up in Riverside. So I don't see any reason why he'll go to the Clippers. I see people are trying to put, because LeBron James, he doesn't want to play with LeBron James. I think that whole rumor was thrown out there as well. I don't believe that it's to be true. And I don't see any reason why he wouldn't want to play with LeBron James. Kawhi, definitely a real laid-back guy. He doesn't need to be the number one guy on every single team. He's not really built like that. And going to the Lakers will take off a huge amount of stress on him on the court. He's no longer being double-teamed. He's no longer being the focus of every single game plan. Yes, you have to game plan for Kawhi Leonard regardless, but he's no longer that guy who always has to be game plan for, because LeBron James is there to take some of that light away, and then vice versa. LeBron James is there. You still have to worry about Kawhi Leonard. I think they only help each other out in this situation, and I think for Kawhi, that's more important than playing for the Clippers, where, of course, you could be the guy, but are you winning a championship with this Clippers team? Absolutely not, even if they do land a Kawhi Leonard. So I don't really believe it. You will see this start to gain steam, but like I said, I think there are agendas, and you always have to remember, no matter who you're hearing these sources from and these reports from, a lot of the times they were given to somebody out of an agenda. Now, that reporter could choose to put it out or not, but there's always a reason as to why somebody is telling you these things. So keep that in mind as you hear a lot of things lately. But Kawhi Leonard going to the Clippers, I'm not really believing this one. But you guys let me know how you guys feel about it in that comment section below. Anyway, the next story we're going to be talking about is Kevin Love. and he expects the Cleveland Cavaliers to trade him. Now, this one is coming from ESPN's Dave McMenamin. He is saying that Kevin Love feels he will be traded by Cleveland. Cleveland came out earlier in this offseason, said they are not trading Kevin Love, even if LeBron James has left. And now it looks like they're singing a little bit of a different tune now that LeBron James has actually left the building. They are saying they are now open to it. Now, what that means is, of course, they are not calling teams saying we have Kawhi Leonard on the block. What would you give us? I mean, not Kawhi Leonard, excuse me, Kevin Love on the block. What would you give us for Kevin Love? But if a team calls Cleveland and they offer him something for Kevin Love, they're not going to hang up the phone, which means they will definitely, engage in a conversation. They will talk to him, and they will let them know what they're looking for Kevin Love. Now, me personally, if I'm the general manager of Cleveland, you have to trade Kevin Love. And the reason why you have to trade Kevin Love is with the roster, the way it's currently orchestrated, and the salary cap situation that you're in, you need to somehow figure out a way to go into a rebuild situation. You're paying too much money for a team that's not going to do anything in the playoffs. They're definitely not championship contenders. Now you're kind of questioning if they make the playoffs without a LeBron James there. Kevin Love should take a step forward again. He should be that guy. Should be the number one scorer. He should take a step up. He's not going to be the Minnesota Kevin Love, but he should be a little bit better. He'll still be an all-star. I think Kevin Love will have a decent year if he did stay in Cleveland, but that's still not enough for you to get out of the Eastern Conference. So you're spending that type of money. You're not really going to win. I think the best thing to do if you're Cleveland is to truly go into a rebuild situation because you really have nothing else there. You just have to wait out the J.R. Smith contract, wait out the Tristan Thompson contract. You have to try to wait out Kevin Love's contract if you decide not to move him. And I definitely think for them, the best thing to do, get some young pieces in there, essentially go into a rebuild mode, and you're now more of a player development type of team. Focus on Colin Sexton. Make sure you can make him the best point guard that Colin Sexton could possibly be. Focus on some of these young guys and try to get them to be the best players they can be, and then maybe see if you can land a free agent years down the road. See if you can land a top draft pick once again. I think that's the best route for Cleveland at this point. I think that's what they're eventually going to do. I think at some point, a team will offer multiple draft picks. Bring in the Kevin Love. A team that's trying to win now, give you multiple draft picks. Bring in Kevin Love. You get those draft picks, and you try to make something of it. I think that is the best thing. Because I think for Cleveland, they need to go into a rebuild mode. But Tristan Thompson, he believes that they could be a little bit better. And he believes that without LeBron James, Tristan Thompson could become a superstar in this league. Now, this is what a friend of Tristan Thompson has said to Jason Brow of HollywoodLife.com. He says that he believes the Cavs can still do something. He doesn't think they're championship contenders. He thinks they can still compete. And he believes that Tristan Thompson will become a superstar without LeBron James. Now, Tristan Thompson, to me, extremely overpaid player. I would not touch his contract at all under any circumstance. I think Tristan Thompson, really not that good. He's a rebounder, and that is about it. Doesn't really provide a whole lot defensively for you. Yes, he can play D here and there. Really not a consistent defensive threat. Really not a consistent offensive threat. Only thing he really does is grab some rebounds. So he can't have a good game here or there. Superstar, no. Can he take a step forward? He could. Everybody could potentially take a step forward because now they're forced to take a step forward now that LeBron James is not there. But I don't think there's any way, any chance Tristan Thompson can actually become a superstar without LeBron James. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But that is something he said that is something to be interested to bring up to you. And you guys let me know, do you guys think Tristan Thompson could ever become a superstar or not? Now, our final story we're going to be talking about is Marcus Smart and the Boston Celtics. Now, Marcus Smart, he is in his feelings a little bit as he now feels hurt that the Boston Celtics have not spoken to him about a new contract. Now, Marcus Smart, a restricted free agent. He's not an unrestricted free agent. He is a restricted free agent, though. We knew before the season ended, he was looking to stay in Boston, and we knew exactly where he was. He was looking between $13 to $15 million per season to stay in Boston. Now, Marcus Smart, not your traditional starting point guard. I wouldn't want him as my starting point guard. But Marcus Smart does bring a lot to the table for the Boston Celtics. He comes with that grit. He's that guy that every single team needs, especially coming off of the bench. He doesn't mind coming off the bench. And when he comes, you know, day in and day out, Marcus Smart, he's going to be there. And Marcus Smart is going to give you every single thing that he has. I like Marcus Smart. I think a lot of teams need to have a player like him. But $15 million this offseason for Marcus Smart. I feel like if it was 2016, he would have clearly got this money. Maybe even 2017, he could have gotten $15 million per year. But in the climate right now where teams just simply don't have money because they decided to go out and spend all the money in lump sums in 2016, now teams are stuck with terrible contracts. They don't have no way to get out these contracts. They don't have no money to get free agents. Now, that's why you're seeing Dwight Howard sign for a mid-level exception. That's why you are seeing no one really taking a shot, even under DeMarcus Cousins, even though he could have, you know, baggage in the locker room. They don't like his attitude and the injury. Teams can't take a risk because the money is so valuable at this point because teams don't have a lot of it. You can't really go out there just spending money. And Marcus Smart getting $13 and $15 million a year, I don't think is feasible for a lot of teams. So I think what Boston is doing is they're waiting out the market. They're allowing Marcus Smart to go out there and see, yes, if you can get $15 million a year, we'll probably match the offer sheets. But you go get the $15 million a year first, and then we'll come out here and try to match the offer sheet. No team is willing to do that right now. And you look at the teams that have a little bit of money, who's going to go out and get a Marcus Smart? The Sacramento Kings, they're not going to go out and get a Marcus Smart. They have their point guard already. The Chicago Bulls, they could, you know, they love guards, but I don't see them going out and putting in an offer sheet for a Marcus Smart right now either. The Atlanta Hawks, they have money. They also have Trae Young, who has been struggling so far, struggling pretty bad in my opinion, has not looked great at all, but they still have Trae Young. And they're not going to spend money on the Marcus Smart. So the market is not really there. A team may do it. A lot of teams won't do it. So for Boston, a business decision, smart for them to kind of wait this out, not give Marcus Smart any offer at all, then eventually see if you could sign him for cheaper. Now, for Boston, it makes sense business-wise. But one thing it does hurt is it hurts your image towards future free agents. Because now this is a few years in a row you haven't really taken care of your guys. When Isaiah Thomas got hurt, you shipped him out. Now this is Marcus Smart. He's looking to get paid. He's just contributed a lot for you guys in the playoffs. You're not really taking care of him. You're allowing him to kind of hang himself out there, and you don't want to pay him. You will, but you don't really want to pay him. So I think for Boston, not the best decision image-wise, but you can 100% agree why they're doing it. It's the whole business perspective as to why you're not going to offer him the $15 million. Now, does Marcus Smart deserve $15 million a year? I think he definitely deserves that $13 and $15 million a year. If I had money, I will pay him that type of money. The question is, a lot of teams don't have that money, but when you look around the league, of course, and you see some of these other point guards making close to that amount, and you look at Marcus Smart and you see what Marcus Smart brings and that dog that Marcus Smart has, there's no question in my mind that Marcus Smart is worth that money. Like I said, he's not a starting point guard, but he's a point guard that's a lot more valuable than just that point guard who might give you 7 assists and really nothing else. Marcus Smart brings a lot more to the table. I do think he should be getting paid, but I don't think he is. Mind you, Dante Exum just got $11 million a year, and I think Marcus Smart is a more valuable player than Dante Exum. At least personally, that's what I believe. But you guys, let me know how you guys feel about a lot of this stuff in the comment section below. Let me know the question of the day. Should Marcus Smart get paid $15 million a year? And if you're the Boston Celtics, do you pay Marcus Smart $15 million a year? You let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below. That is all I have for today. As always, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please go ahead, leave this video a like. It's going to help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.